this hearing. I'm proud of the work that we have done together over a number of years on Latin American and Caribbean issues during our time in the Senate together, and there's much more to be done. The focus of today's hearing is on security crisis in Haiti and the next steps in potential international response. In July 2021, President Jovenel Moïse was brutally assassinated in his home. A month later, a magnitude 7.2 earthquake devastated the country, still in recovery from the 2010 earthquake that killed over 200,000 people. Since then, criminal gangs have been fomenting terror and violence in the country, leading interim Prime Minister Ariel Henry to formally request international help last October. In the meantime, Haitians continue to suffer from reprehensible, brutal violence perpetuated by gangs who are backed by business and political patrons in Haiti. Homicides in the country have risen sharply, increasing by over 35% between 2021 and 2022. Kidnappings have more than doubled as gangs fight over territory. Gangs have used collective rape and other horrific gender-based violence against women, children, and the elderly. The violence has been compounded by natural disasters, leading to a humanitarian crisis where nearly 5 million Haitians are facing acute levels of hunger. Haitian government agencies face difficulties addressing these challenges, including cholera, because vulnerable neighborhoods have been choked up by gangs fighting for territory. Understandably, Haitians are desperate to escape this violence, fleeing to neighboring countries throughout the region in increasing numbers and to the United States. Just in the last few days, we've seen scenes of Haitians fleeing neighborhood violence and gathering at the U.S. Embassy in Haiti because they feel like they have nowhere else to go if they want to be safe. At the center of violence, we have to acknowledge, is an illegal flow of American firearms into Haiti. We see reports of the Haitian National Police, who the U.S. government have long supported, being consistently outgunned by Haitian gangs. Federal law enforcement agencies have described the recovery of sophisticated weapons destined for Haitian ports, 50 caliber sniper rifles, belt-fed machine guns. Tragically, it's no surprise that the number of Haitian police officers being killed has only increased since 2019. We have to acknowledge that firearms trafficking is a problem not just in Haiti, but in other parts of the Caribbean, Mexico, and throughout the hemisphere. It's no coincidence that countries in the region have some of the highest rates of homicide in the world. The violence unleashed by firearms trafficked out of the U.S. destabilizes the Western Hemisphere, and it also increases the pressure for irregular migration. I'm pleased to see that the Biden administration named the creation of a coordinator for Caribbean firearms prosecutions within the Department of Justice in June. And in the Senate, Senator Rubio and I have introduced the Caribbean Basin Security Initiative Authorization Act. We're also both co-sponsors of Chairman Menendez's Haitian Criminal Collusion and Transparency Act. These pieces of legislation would help strengthen regional security cooperation in the Caribbean and sanction political and business elites who empower gangs in Haiti. But for those interventions to work, security needs to be reestablished first alongside a Haitian-led solution to the political crisis. As recently as this month, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres reiterated his call for a robust international security presence in Haiti. I'm interested in hearing from our witnesses from both the Department of State and USAID on its latest discussions with international and multilateral stakeholders on this front. I'm also interested in hearing about the U.S. efforts to support Haitian people through humanitarian aid. Let me now turn it over to my ranking member, Senator Rubio, for his remarks, following which I'll introduce our panel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for convening this, and thank you both for coming. Haiti right now is a complete disaster. I mean, this is as bad as it's ever been, and I followed it, not just because South Florida, where I live, is an enormous Haitian American community, 650 miles from Miami. It's everything that happens there is both heartbreaking and at the same time has a direct impact on the state of Florida and ultimately on the country. I think it's about as bad a situation as any on the planet. It doesn't get the attention I believe it deserves. But I know a few places on earth right now that are confronting the challenges that they're facing. And despite Haiti's long history of problems and challenges, this is probably, I could be corrected, but this is probably as bad as it's been in a long time. 60% of the country is controlled by gangs. When the most powerful person in your country is nicknamed barbecue, that's not a good thing, okay? And it's 60% of the country is controlled by gangs led by people like that guy 75% of its major cities controlled by gangs. I think it was last year that they seized the Varo port and denied people couldn't get water, they couldn't get fuel, they couldn't get medicine, they couldn't get, I mean, just unbelievable that would happen. They haven't had an election since 2017. There isn't a single democratically elected leader in the entire country. And then you think about the impact it's had on migration. I think in 2023 alone, the Coast Guard just this year has intercepted 7,400 people. And those are the ones that lived long enough to be intercepted. We don't know how many people have died in that path, but we know many have. And that doesn't count those who are stranded in the Bahamas and other places as well. Since 2020, 146,000 migrant encounters, albeit some obviously coming from third countries where maybe they were working construction, the work dried up, and then they made their journey here as well, but also a very dangerous voyage. So, and look, I mean, the talk has been about an international force. The truth of the matter is the last one that was there didn't end very well. I mean, they brought cholera. They were accused of abuses against the population, including sexual abuse. So I understand the reluctance of countries from around the world in getting engaged in this endeavor. Frankly, I mean, we spent a lot of time thinking about, we filed our bills together. We have the Haitian Criminal Collusion Transparency Act that Senator Menendez and I have filed. Senator Warnock and I introduced the Haitian Economic Lift Program Extension Act to ensure that the trade benefits are extended to 2035. But I don't want to pretend that I have like an answer in my back pocket here over how to solve this problem. This is a really difficult Rubik's Cube to line up. There's a lot of problems going on. Some are historic and longstanding, some are more recent. There's the whole structure of their government. It's not on us to structure their government, but they tried to marry up this French and American system and ended up with a system of government constitutionally that I think is flawed by design and has contributed somewhat to some of this. You know, security is something everybody agrees you have to have before anything else is possible, but you got a significant percentage of the national police are applicants currently waiting for the parole program that the Biden administration has created. That's never a good sign when the people that are supposed to be doing that believe their best option is to leave the country. So I think as much as anything else in today's hearing, and I know it's an unfair question in many cases, but asking what is the Biden administration's plan or view of what the solution here is? I know there's been some efforts at the UN Security Council and so forth, because frankly, this is not a blame assignment. This is sort of a testament to the intricacy of this problem, how difficult it is. What's the way forward? Because it is having an impact on the United States. This is not halfway around the world. This, as I said, is not far from Florida and the Southeast United States. So I appreciate you coming in to answer this very difficult question. At least begin to get a sense of what the outlines are of what the way forward is and what we can do, what the United States can do to be a part of a solution, some ray of hope, and what otherwise continues to be an escalating disaster. As a side note, I just did want to mention both to the witnesses and to the chair that the Appropriations Committee's meeting, we have 4 votes today. They don't let you vote by proxy for the bills. So you may see me run out. Luckily, it's in the same building. That's the good news. The bad news is at 10:45, but as soon as I'm with those votes, I'll get back here if we're still in session. Thank you for coming, and thank you. For holding this.
Thank you, Senator Rubio. Let me now introduce our witnesses. Brian Nichols is the Assistant
Chairman Kane, Ranking Member Rubio, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify regarding our efforts to address the security and humanitarian crisis in Haiti. We remain committed to supporting the Haitian people's right to a democratic, peaceful, and prosperous future. The Haitian people must determine their own future through dialogue and elections. We will support them to do so, working with them, our international partners, and members of Haiti's dedicated diaspora to support Haitian-led efforts to create a better future for the country. To do so, we support the process of political reconciliation. I've visited Port-au-Prince numerous times. We are in daily contact with Haitian stakeholders and the diaspora in the United States, as well as the region. Gang activity, including targeted sexual violence, recruitment of minors, widespread kidnappings, and sniper-style killings of neighborhood residents plagues the Haitian people. Gangs also hamper the Haitian government's ability to deliver public services and combat poverty. As we work with our partners to urgently respond to Haiti's request for a multinational force to support the Haitian National Police, we intend, with congressional support, to allocate more than $120 million to strengthen police capacity. This funding will strengthen the Haitian National Police's counter-gang unit through recruitment and training, technical assistance, and equipment. Since 2021, we have donated 100 vehicles, more than 1,000 sets of protective equipment, 37,400 meals ready to eat, and additional equipment for the counter-gang intervention unit. Our funding will also improve Haiti's overcrowded and deteriorating prisons, both by building infrastructure and by implementing health programs to stem cholera outbreaks. We are also working with DHS to establish a transnational criminal investigative unit within the police. This will enable us to partner better with Haiti to investigate and prosecute transnational crimes with a U.S. nexus. Our financial sanctions and visa restrictions have a chilling effect on political and economic elites who finance gang leaders and foment the ongoing crises in Haiti. The United States has imposed visa restrictions and financial sanctions on more than 50 individuals involved in street gangs, other Haitian criminal organizations, drug trafficking, significant corruption, or gross violations of human rights. We have designated more people than any other country. In addition, we continue to press other nations and international institutions to follow suit. The United States proudly co-sponsored with Mexico the UN resolution creating a new sanctions regime for Haiti, the first within the Western Hemisphere. On July 14th, with U.S. support, the United Nations Security Council unanimously renewed the mandate of the United Nations Integrated Office in Haiti. The United States also supports the Haitian people as they forge a path for their country's democratic governance and development, including through the Global Fragility Act. The act allows us to build long-term solutions with Haitians while we address today's acute multidimensional crisis. We encourage Haiti's political, economic, religious, and civil society actors to work together to resolve Haiti's political and security challenges. The United States supports the Caribbean community, CARICOM, efforts to encourage a Haitian-led political dialogue, a process brokered by former prime ministers from the region. On July 6th, I joined Secretary Blinken in Trinidad and Tobago, where he urged Prime Minister Henry to negotiate in earnest with other political forces to achieve a broader political consensus leading to elections as soon as possible. Haiti has made important progress in resolving its political impasse over the past year, but more must be done and urgently. We welcome the creation of the High Transition Council in Haiti, which is crucial for restoring democratic order and improving security. An even broader and more inclusive leadership structure will provide greater confidence to all Haitians. On the economic front, we strongly support the Hope and Help Acts. During this critical time, producers and investors in Haiti, those they do business with, and the workers upon whom they rely need certainty about the uninterrupted continuation of the Hope Help preferences. The garment sector, created largely thanks to the Hope and Help Acts, accounted for approximately 90% of Haiti's exports, employed more than 34,000 Haitians, and supported more than 205,000 Haitians in 2022. But in the past year, some garment manufacturers have closed their factories and laid off workers. Decisions made in part because of uncertainty about whether Haiti will continue to enjoy these preferences. We must continue to support economic growth, job creation, and investment where possible. Equally important, we must leverage the enormous talents and expertise of the Haitian diaspora, who remain critical to a brighter, more stable, and secure Haiti. Chairman Kane, Ranking Member Rubio, members of the committee, thank you for the opportunity to testify before you today. I look forward to your questions.
ID has provided an additional $112 million just in FY23 to respond to acute needs. We are providing clean water, food, and medical supplies. We responded quickly to the cholera outbreak and are supporting survivors of gender-based violence. We are reaching hundreds of thousands of people a month with food assistance and have helped bring nearly 20,000 people out of famine-like And to make sure that Haitians can participate, we are helping distribute more than 2 million national identity cards that Haitians can use to access services like banking services, but also to be able to vote. And so, thanks to our team in Port-au-Prince, our partners on the ground, and the generosity of this Congress, we believe that not all is lost in Haiti, but there is more left to lose, and more will be lost if we do not continue to back these critical efforts. So thank you, and I look forward to your questions.
Thank you, Assistant Administrator Escobar. We'll begin a round of questions. Secretary Nichols, I'll start. The title of this hearing is Next Steps on the International Response. And so I'd like to begin there. We've barely scratched the surface in all of our opening comments about the depth of the challenge. To that end, what can the department now share publicly regarding a potential international multinational force in Haiti to assist with security? Talk a little bit about what we're doing as a department and also share discussions